Let's talk cyberpunk. The gritty, dystopian world of cyberpunk is often set in the not-so-distant future, with neon lights, holograms, hazy, polluted cities, flying cars, cyborgs, and intense action scenes. Some of the most culturally acclaimed movies in cyberpunk are Akira, Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, The Matrix, The Terminator, and RoboCop. But there are many other titles that dabble in the cyberpunk aesthetic. We can't talk about cyberpunk without remembering Metropolis, a German silent film by Fritz Lang, written by Thea von Harbou, from all the way back in 1927. This film was made soon after World War I ended in 1918, and soon before World War II began in 1939. The movie was made during the Weimar period, officially known as the German Reich, established between 1918 and 1933. Germany had declared itself a constitutional republic. It's not hard to see how global political unrest, major advancements in technology for the purpose of war, and the sheer strangeness of life all contributed to a surrealist tone in Metropolis. In 2001, the Japanese animation company Madhouse Inc. released their interpretation of Metropolis, an anime film loosely based on Osamu Tezuka's 1949 manga, Metropolis. It's obvious that Madhouse wanted to preserve much of the original aesthetic in their rendition, released 74 years later. We see blimps, Art Deco-style cityscapes, and Tima is clearly inspired by the cyborg girl from the original German story. In 1984, James Cameron brought us The Terminator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger as the terrifying cybernetic soldier from the future, sent back in time to assassinate Sarah Connor before she would give birth to John Connor, the leader of the Resistance in the future. The atmosphere is gritty, confusing, violent, with seemingly unwinnable odds against this badass killer robot. Later, in 1991, Terminator 2: Judgment Day was released.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
You forgot to say please.
Take it! Oh.
Sarah Connor encounters the Terminator yet again, while she's incarcerated in a facility for the mentally ill. No one believes her claim about the terrifying battle between man and the machines in the future. But in this movie, the Terminator is there to protect Sarah Connor and her young son, John Connor.
Mom! Come with me if you want to live.
The movie opens in a dark, skull-strewn battlefield. Terminators with glowing red eyes and exposed metal skeletons seek out their next human target. Cyberpunk stories often explore the relationship between man and machine. The terror of the unknowable future, the inevitable advancements in technology for the purpose of war, layers of mystery and espionage, political intrigue, inhumanity, hostile living conditions, and through it all, man's unique intellect and determination to overcome. Ultimately, cyberpunk stories often explore man's desire for freedom. In 1999, just before the new millennium, with the Y2K doomsday approaching, the Wachowskis brought us The Matrix. We all remember the moment Neo discovers he can see the code of the Matrix before his very eyes. Suddenly, time meant nothing, as he realized he's in a simulation that he himself can control. As the internet was becoming ubiquitous, The Matrix presented the battlefield between man and machine as split between reality and non-reality, or better stated, virtual reality. And what better movie to talk about virtual reality than Total Recall from 1990, another movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This movie uses surrealism and absurdity with amplified 1980s energy.
Wow!
It's not wow, you Grinch!
Why do you care about high schoolers? This is a Quado from Total Recall.
Now, open your mind to me.
Open your mind!
See? Morty gets it.
Construction worker Douglas Quaid becomes bored of his predictable career and married life and decides to go on a new type of vacation. Much like The Matrix, Quaid is plugged into a compelling virtual world, assured that his virtual vacation will feel completely real. He decides to live the memories of a secret agent on Mars, guaranteed by the salesman that he will live as an unstoppable action hero and get the girl. When he returns to reality, he realizes that what he thought was just an implanted memory actually happened.
But you've got of your desire to return to reality.
Why, oh why, didn't I take the...
Very meta.
Why don't we all go to the metaverse? We could argue there in fun outfits.
Why don't you shut the f*** up?
As Douglas Quaid is considering his travel pack options for his implanted memory, almost breaks the fourth wall. Perhaps Arnold Schwarzenegger himself is in an implanted memory, playing Douglas Quaid, playing the secret agent on Mars. Also, tracking device. Just like in The Matrix, when Neo has the tracking device removed from his navel. Almost definitely the Wachowskis referenced Total Recall in that scene. Ex Machina is another movie that messes with our ability to tell the difference between reality and artificial reality. Director and writer Alex Garland released Ex Machina in 2014, as the concept of AI became rapidly more real than science fiction to the masses. The android Ava is undergoing tests to determine if she is fully conscious, despite knowing she is artificial. These were known as the Turing tests, and the true mark of success is whether or not a human could determine if they were speaking to a robot or a fully conscious being.
You feel stupid, but you really shouldn't, because proving an AI is exactly as problematic as you said it would be.
What was the real test?
You. Ava was a rat in a maze, and I gave her one way out. To escape, she'd have to use self-awareness, imagination, manipulation, sexuality, empathy, and she did. Now, if that isn't true AI, what the is?
Eventually, Caleb Smith, the programmer who was brought to the island to test Ava, is so convinced of her self-awareness that he starts to question if he himself is an android. In this setting, we are in an aesthetically pleasing tech bro lab, hidden away in a remote location, subverting the idea that cyberpunk is only in gritty, violent, overpopulated cities. This movie breaks the tech-noir look while still creating a very effective surrealist aspect. This video essay is by no means exhaustive on the topic of cyberpunk, and if there is enough interest, I will certainly consider making more videos in the cyberpunk genre. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing your comments and learning your favorite cyberpunk films. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like, share with someone interested in cyberpunk, and please subscribe for more content. Thanks again, and see you soon.